everybody. This is John Johnston with Corn Nation. We're a Nebraska Cornhuskers site of trying to get through this damn pandemic intact. Today it was announced that the Michigan-Ohio State game has been canceled due to COVID-19 issues on the Michigan side. It's unfortunate. It's one of the biggest rivalry games in college football. It's a game I look forward to every year. I'm old and crusty, and I watched the 10-year war games between Woody and Bo, and I think it's been a great rivalry over the years. First time since 1917 that this game won't be played. I think we were fighting still in the Battle of the Somme then, and the world had yet to discover that another huge global epidemic would come and kill millions of people across the earth. More people than died in World War I. But that's another subject for another time. Here's the thing. What is the Big Ten going to do about this, if anything? They have Ohio State. They're ranked 4th in the college football playoff. They are not going to meet the minimum number of games to get into the Big Ten championship game. If they don't play in the Big Ten championship game, the chances of them making the college football playoff are pretty low. I'm sure you're weeping for the Buckeyes right now. But hold on. Come on. Should the Big Ten change its mind? Should they retract and say, okay, they don't need a minimum number of games to get into the Big Ten championship game? Or should they allow Ohio State to play another opponent, possibly even a non-conference opponent, like Texas A&M, another playoff wannabe team? I mean, I'd like to see that game. Big Ten versus SEC. You know, we haven't had a lot of great football this year. We've had a lot of weird football and a lot of kind of comically bad football at times. But we haven't seen hardly any, if at all, non-conference games between great teams. And I think Ohio State is potentially a great team. It's unfortunate for them. This was shaping up to be, honestly, a historic season for them. And that's something to say when you're looking at the Ohio State Buckeyes history. Should the Big Ten let them do that? Should they change their minds? I know that I should cater to you guys. I know that I should be angry about being a Nebraska guy and having the Big Ten screw us earlier in the season, which they did. They should have let us play Chattanooga or whoever the hell it was. Nebraska made the point at the time that maybe it was a good idea for the Big Ten to think about this because one of their other teams, Ohio State, maybe, might need games to get into the college football playoff, and here we are in that situation. So Nebraska was pretty forward-thinking. The Big Ten was not. I know that's shocking, right? They only sat on their asses for 5 or 6 months while they determined that they should cancel football and then reinstate it later after they were shocked by the backlash that they got for canceling football in the first place. The leadership hasn't been great. The leadership has been bloody terrible. I'm sure that the people sitting in their ivory towers that run things at universities feel good about the Big Ten's leadership because they're standing up for their values and principles and whatever bullshit that is. And that's really kind of what this comes down to is, does the Big Ten want to allow Ohio State get into the college football playoff so they can get that college football playoff money and the Big Ten will have a team in the college football playoff, which would be kind of nice? Or are they going to stick to their guns and say it's all about principles and the safety of college athletes? I think if you walked up to a Purdue football fan, if you can find one, and asked them, they'd probably, I don't know what they'd say. They'd probably say it was about principles. If you walked up to an Iowa fan, they'd probably grunt unintelligible things at you and try to hump your leg. So don't do that. Stay away from the Iowans. They're remarkably uncivilized people. Minnesota fans probably wouldn't give a shit either way. Although if you said they could get more money, they might go for that. The SEC doesn't give a single shit about the safety of their athletes. Because let's think about that for a minute. What, you can exploit a group of people and make money off them while not paying them a damn thing? That's what we do. We're the South. They don't care. So are you going to change your mind to kind of get a Big Ten team in there so that we can have somebody to root for besides watching Alabama and Georgia and Texas A&M and an all SEC final, because that's probably what it'll be anyway. They'll be the only ones standing, them and Dabo Sweeney at Clemson. I say change your mind, Big Ten. Let Ohio State in. Give them all the help they need. I mean, why not? Nobody says you have to come out and say you're sorry. You just say you changed your mind. That's not so terrible. I don't understand why leaders sometimes can't come out and just say, well, we're going to go in a different direction. They say that when they're firing you to make it sound like they're not firing you, but they won't say that about their own decision makings when it comes to subjects. So it'd be nice to see Ohio State get a chance. Just a thought from me. You guys take care. I hope you're doing well. We're on the holidays. Merry Christmas and go Big Red.